piece of me, boy. Go, go, go. Yeah. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Well, I think you all know this face by now. This is IdrA, member of CJ Entus, the only foreigner pro gamer in Korea. And this is a very special video dedicated to my little buddy. Because guess what, folks? As of April 9th, he has been in Korea for Starcraft for 2 years. That is an absolute record as far as I'm concerned. He's been living under the craziest circumstances, practicing 12 hours a day of Starcraft, whether he wants to or not, for 2 years straight. That's 2 years. No one lasts that long. Draco lasted 8 months. Noni lasted, what, 2? 3 maybe? Rhett lasted 3 or so.
He got to stay in your apartment, which is way more fun.
Yeah, my apartment's awesome. And you know, just no one has ever lasted like this. You know, some of the older pro gamers did, but they had like huge groups of foreigners together and did not have the strict rules that IdrA has. So love him or hate him, he's been here for 2 years, and we're going to talk about that 2 years now, aren't we, Greg?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's go back to the beginning. You want a tournament to come over, and for people who don't have a perfect memory, let's just throw this out there. Puerto Rican, he made that tournament.
Yep.
So actually, it was his idea. He got the approval, he executed it. It is because of Puerto Rican that you went to Korea and became the best foreigner player ever. Say hi to Rick.
Hello, Rick.
I know he's going to watch this video.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah. So Puerto Rican, he brought you over to Korea after winning that tournament. Let's relive the, what is it called, Starcraft Superstars?
Oh,
That's totally a name Puerto Rican would choose.
eSTRO Superstars.
eSTRO Superstars?
Something
Okay.
like that. Superstars, yeah.
Who are the players you beat in that tournament?
The first round... I don't remember. I beat G5, Noni,
Skew
in the... Oh, I had played Skew first round,
Yeah.
beat him. Then G5 second round, I think.
Sick.
Yeah. Then Noni. Then Skew again in the winter bracket finals. And I think that was it.
No, I think you played
Dino.
Jaffer
I played
Zowsy,
Dino.
didn't you?
I
Oh
played
yeah, Dino. Yeah, he was hacking.
Yeah, that was the only game I lost in the tournament.
Yeah.
I went 2-fact and he somehow countered it.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
We later found out he was hacking throughout the entire tournament.
Yep. Then Skew cleaned up the loser bracket for me, and we met again in the grand final, and I beat him again there. He went on tilt. I double commanded the first game and held his rush, and that broke his brain.
Yeah, his brain breaks quite easily, poor guy. Well, so off you were to Korea.
Yep.
Your family wasn't overly happy with your choice.
My mom was okay with it. My dad is still not happy with it. My mom's always been really supportive once she decided
That's quite true.
that's what I wanted to do.
Your mom even sent me a jar of peanut butter once, man. I love your mom.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. She's great. So you joined the eSTRO team. What was it like when you first joined there?
It was okay. I mean, well, most people have heard this story. It wasn't great. The way it works is B-teamers don't get much attention from the coaches at all.
Yeah.
And they have to earn the right to practice with the good players. They have to prove they're worthy, basically. Until you win something, you're trash. And for most of them, that works, because they're in this generation of new players who's all coming up at the same time. So they keep practicing together. And then the skilled ones, they rise up and they become a legit part of pro gaming.
Yeah.
But for foreigners, like me, Rhett had the same problem.
Noni not as much, but he had Juani living in the house with him to translate all the time.
Yeah, and he was Protoss, so he could win games anyway.
That's true.
So,
And also, he's so handsome. So anyways, keep going.
So since we don't really have that, it's harder for us to interact with Koreans. We don't have that group of peers to practice with. It's really hard for us to find practice, that's at our level, to help us keep moving up and join the Koreans. So I timed eSTRO.
Yeah,
I won't say it was a waste, because it did help me acclimate. I got used to the programming environment, to Korea, and all that. So that made the transition to CJ a lot easier. But as far as gaming goes, I don't feel like I progressed very much while I was there.
Well, yeah, you were mostly actually still playing with media, I recall.
Way too much.
A lot of your practice session was, in fact, with media. No, it was a good game still. I mean, it took you a while to really build up and start crushing face. But to outline how much you practiced, let's see, you came April 9th. I came to Korea end of August, was it? I believe it was the end of August that year.
Yeah, something like that.
And within 3 days, I had seen more of Korea than you.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Within 3 days, and you were here however many more months, 4 more months than I was.
Especially those few months, because they kept me on a short leash, because I don't know, they didn't want me to get lost in Korea or something like that.
Yeah. That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Little Idra crying in Korea.
Wandering around the streets of Seoul.
Yeah. And so, anyways, then I came to Korea, and shortly thereafter, what was it, maybe a month and a half after I came?
Yeah, I think it was in October.
Okay, October, so 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I came at the end of July, so maybe 3 months after
I think you came in August.
I think it was July 31st I landed.
Well,
Because I remember I brought only
moved
summer
in September.
clothes. Okay, yeah, I think you moved in September.
Yeah.
Okay, so in September,
Yeah.
this was after Worldwide Invitational, where you actually did really well against Stork. You actually had him dead on a fellow. I remember every second of the game.
I did win that game because he made DTs, so you know.
Yeah, that bastard. But yeah, you actually had him destroyed. You know, a lot of people were still giving you shit. You weren't winning all the foreigner tournaments yet. And yeah, you almost killed Stork. How did that feel at WWI?
It was pretty insane because, like, you know, it was a long macro game. This was Stork.
This is Stork in his prime,
Basically
too.
the best PvT in the world, known for macro management, big games like that, and
You actually, you had him crushed, man. You just fell apart at the end to
I didn't have a
units.
vessel. If I had had a vessel, I would have won.
Yeah.
So yeah, that felt really, really good. Then I played F91, and I actually lost the first game, and then came back to win 2-1.
Which you were not known for at the time.
No, I was not.
You were like
mentally
Stu, you just
strong
broke
kind of
when
person,
you lost the game.
And he beat me with 2-base Ultra, I think. So that's like even worse.
Oh, wow,
Then I
what
came
an
back and won
ass.
anyway. First 2-hash Muta on Booster. It's like I couldn't believe I won after I won. So that was great. And then C raved me, but whatever. It's C.
Yeah, you're not going to win that still.
Oh, actually, I kind of almost beat C on Bluestorm because I did a cheesy little Marine Vulture Rush kind of thing and caught him off guard.
Cute.
Yeah.
So
That was a good tournament, yeah.
Shauna was there and saw your games.
Yeah, what
and-
happened was when I was playing Stork, Savior was on my left and Sean was standing behind watching him, and he could also see my game, watch me play. Yeah.
And I was working with IEG, obviously, which owns eSTRO, and I remember them talking about it before you even knew that CJ was interested in acquiring you. And so, you know, as you said, you weren't practicing with the eSTRO that much. They didn't really accept you so well. And moments later, you were on CJ. I remember the meeting sat you down. You were a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
But how about your move to CJ? How did they accept you? I remember there was didn't you go right off to a little conference type thingy? Like a team building session?
Yeah, like 2 days after I got there, we went, I don't remember where we went, but we went like whitewater rafting and paintball and all that kind of, just a little team building, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So did that help you to maybe bond with the team a little bit? You know, you had to sing Nori Bong and you had to drink soju out of bowls. And
Yeah, the drinking games helped with the Nori Bong a lot. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everyone bonds, and
yeah.
it definitely helped. Yeah.
So did CJ accept you a little bit better than eSTRO or what?
Yeah.
Because I know you've
definitely.
enjoyed your time there more.
Personally, I feel like the team fits me better on ice.
Yeah,
I like the players. They seem to like me. It's a better fit personally and professionally than eSTRO, I think.
So is what they say about the CJ face true? Everyone just sits there stoically playing?
Oh no, Sky High and whatnot. There's definitely jokers. It's an important part of competition not to let your emotions get the best of you. So when you're up on TV, when you're playing the matches, then yeah, it's all business and whatnot. But no, the house it's plenty of fun.
Well, that is right around when you started really growing in skill. This is when the ESLs were starting up, you know, the Starcraft Cups that you started really doing well in.
Yeah.
As well as a few months later, ESWC, which I think is your real breakout.
Yeah.
The ESWC tournament. Do you feel the same there? I remember I believe in the qualifiers you had to defeat Phoenix.
Oh, that.
In fact, you played him in the finals of that and in the finals of Valor, right?
Valor was later on, but yeah.
Yeah. So the ESWC USA finals, you beat out Phoenix. It was reasonably close, if I recall. You left a game 2 minutes in.
Oh yeah, I was gonna proxy Rax him, but he 8-scouted because he's Phoenix, and then he gas rushed me because he's Phoenix, so I just left.
Yeah. I see. That Phoenix, man. But anyways, ESWC, it had Toss Girl, Super, you, and White Raw.
Yeah.
And you actually lost right away, didn't you? To
I lost 1-2. I won the first game, so I was like, things are working, right?
Yeah.
I saw his cheese coming, and I countered it, and it was all good. Then that next game, he 4-gate goon plus DT all in me or something stupid. That threw me off, and then I lost the next game. I don't remember the last one.
And this is really actually the first time you kept her cool after losing a match like that.
I was definitely tilted in the White Raw
Yeah,
series.
well, I mean, overall, normally you just bomb out of a tournament. You had lost WCG USA in this manner, and
well, that's not entirely.
Well, you know what I mean. You don't do well when you lose to someone like that after you win the first game. You kind of tilt for the rest of the tournament. This tournament was different. Why is that?
I'm not sure. It helped a lot that I was playing Super next. Not that he's bad, but his style is like the perfect thing for me to play against. He's a conservative macro Terran, and I knew that. So that just plays to my strengths. Yeah. I knew I was safe. I knew I could take risks. Like I went double command both games. I think I went double command 2 or 3 games, and then I 2-factored in the last one.
Yeah.
So I knew how he would play.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And his style, it fit mine well, and I knew I just had to play my game and I'd win. So that helped me calm down a lot.
And then the finals. Wait, no. Did you had to play Toss Girl, right?
Yeah, Toss Girl.
You just crushed her.
Yeah. Harmony. As she double commanded, I went Faxi C. Then I got a Vulture in, so that kind of evened it out a little. And then I just have macroed her. Then on Destination, I did the same 2-fact build, and she went Faxi C and didn't get Siege. So that's basically 3 win for me.
So you kind of crushed her, and then it was you versus White Raw. You actually ruined White Raw's girlfriend's life. If you recall, he said that if he won the tournament, he was going to ask his girl to marry him. Poor guy. Poor girl, really. Yeah. But this is the first time you really, you've been so known for just playing the conservative macro game. You actually finally switch up your style to kill White Raw, didn't you?
To be honest, that reputation isn't really well earned.
It was before that, come on.
No. I play smart. I do what gives me the best chance of winning. And since my mechanics are twice as good as any other foreigners, what that usually means is that the best way for me to play is as conservative and safe as possible. Anything to get into a long game where the mechanics kick in. But against White Raw, when he plays builds like triple Nexus, 1-gate DT into Arbiter, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you're playing against that, it's pretty easy to lose. Yeah. So I knew that I had to do something gay. So I rushed him, I threw him off his game, and obviously it worked.
So that was actually a really... Do you see that as the turning point as much as I am stressing that it was in your career, where that was kind of the first tournament where you're like turning it around and you started winning everything after ESWC?
If you look at it, there weren't that many tournaments before it.
No, not a lot, but I mean, you lost WCG USA,
I lost WCG.
You lost TSL.
Well, TSL was like a month after. I actually got worse before that because of the eSTRO.
Yeah.
But if you look at before that, I had Liquibition and WCG. Liquibition was bad, but F91 is F91. And we found out after that he rapes anyone who doesn't know his style because it's so abusive. And then I had WCG, which was Noni, who was probably the best foreigner at the time. He was ridiculously good.
Yeah, he was quite good.
And he had Troy and Andromeda.
And you actually used your first G5 build on Noni. What a mistake that was.
Well, and then I had G5, who was, again, one of the best PvT players, and it's on that same map pool, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I lost, but...
Alright, so you don't really feel like your skill jumped a lot at ESWC, but it was the mark of the beginning of your reign of terror over the foreigner scene, despite what people may want to say or think. After ESWC, that victory, that was a lot of money, that's nice. The next big tournament, I think, was Valor, wasn't it?
Was it? I think ESL might have been before then.
Okay, yeah, ESL. Yeah. And the first ESL finals was against Rhett? Yeah. Oh, that sick match where Rhett almost came back and killed you, right?
Yeah, he was cheating.
And that was kind of like the beginning of you versus Rhett rivalry when Rhett was back in real good shape, right?
I think it kind of started because we played earlier in ESL. Actually, we played like 4 series during that ESL.
Yeah.
And then we played in some other tournament, and I beat him.
You played?
Yeah, that was the closest match we ever played, I think.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of the most epic TVZ matches ever, man. That was at like 3 a.m. Korean time, and I was watching it.
Bad, yeah.
I was like so happy to watch that match. It was great. So then you won ESL, and then the tournament after that was Valor.
Yeah.
And tell me about Valor, about your journey through the Valor tournament. Pretty prestigious tournament, being cast by Tasis on GOM.
Yeah. Well, the Tarson incident, that was fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, I beat Zauzi, Castro, nothing all that notable, and then I 4-0'd Phoenix in the final. Which kind of...
I don't think anyone thought you were going to 4-0 Phoenix, by the way, because Phoenix had given you some good series in the past. His style is quite good against you, at least in the past.
Whenever I get on a roll or something like that, I become so much better. Like, as soon as I won the first game the way I did, I knew he had no chance at all.
Nice.
Once I'm in control of the series, I don't lose it. So I wasn't all that surprised.
All right. So then you won that, and then I believe the next tournament was another ESL.
No, that was a lot later. There has to be something. IEF? ESL just...
Yeah, IF wasn't until the next October. This was like May or June, wasn't it?
I won 2 consecutive ESLs, and the last one only finished like 3 months ago. IF was before that, I'm almost sure.
ESL does drag on, though.
Yeah.
No, okay, I guess IF was next. IEF, we had... That was fun, man.
I had the hardest group ever, too.
No, you did. Well, no, you didn't. I did. But no, that it had how many foreigners? I think we brought 18 foreigners down.
There was a bunch of
18 foreigners,
like
4 Chinese, and the 5 Koreans: Boxer, Bisu, Effort, and Stork.
Yeah, and the amateur Terror.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, Terror also. And there were 5 groups. Who was in your group?
Machine, Infernal, a Japanese player, and Slug 4.
Oh wow, that's pretty hard. I heard that the Japanese player printed out a TeamLiquid.net Liquipedia strategy guide on Zerg vs. Zerg, and then beat Machine with Hydras.
Hydra Plague.
Hydra Plague.
And I think Ensnare too.
He's pretty good.
It was pretty epic.
Yeah, that guy, he was actually so nice. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Both of them, him and Machine. Both nice guys.
Poor Machine. He flies out to Korea on his own dime and then loses to that.
Oh man, we love him though.
Yep.
Alright, so IEF. Now, this was an insane tournament of upsets. PJ wins the Bisu Effort, J-Star, In Control, Artosis group. Somehow he got past all those big names. And so it was top 5 were PJ against someone.
PJ Terror.
PJ Terror.
I think Terror won 2-1.
That's right. And then the other groups, both G5 and White Raw beat Boxer, and then White Raw beat G5 to advance.
Yeah.
So it was White Raw against you, I believe, in the round of 4?
No, we played it in the 3rd place match. It was...
Oh, yes, you're right.
Let's see. It was Stork... Oh, it was Stork, me versus Stork, and then the winner of PJ Terror versus White Raw.
Now let's talk about you versus Stork, because I don't think a lot of people actually understood what happened in this game. The game on Carthage. So you were actually pushing into his 3rd base, I believe it was, and he actually got a mind drag on, I believe it was a Dark Templar, that killed about 7 vultures.
Yeah, that kind of neutered the push. And
that actually lost you the game. You actually had that game in the bag. I was watching in the audience with everyone, and I go, oh my god, I'm just going to kill him. Until he drags this mine over.
Well, what it would have been is I would have killed his 3rd. He was putting up another Nexus somewhere, and he had a recall coming. If I defend the recall, I win. If I don't, I lose. And so it comes down to that. But instead, he had a big economic advantage, and he could just harass with recall forever.
Yeah. I mean, once your whole point of your build was to take out that 3rd.
Yeah.
And, Stork got lucky versus you, to be perfectly honest. And that was actually the second time you should have killed Stork in a, real TV type game.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? He's actually really known as one of the best PvP players of all time.
Yeah. Like I said, I would have liked to won. I lost because of some silly stuff, but it was preventable. It was my fault, so I could have played better. But I'm happy with my performance.
And then, so you lost to him, and the finals was Stork against Terror.
Yeah.
3rd place was you against White Raw.
Yeah.
And once again, I believe White Raw brought you to the last game, right? 3rd game in a best of 3.
Arbiter's an outsider brought me the last game. I don't think White Raw had much to do with it.
Fair enough. IdrA, as he always has been, always will be. 3rd game on Carthage. That was actually a reasonably close game. He went fast double Nexus, right? And you took the brunt of that and just decided to play a macro game anyways.
There's no choice on Carthage. The rush distance is too long. If you don't proxy Rax, they get the double Nexus.
Yeah.
So he went double Nexus, went fast recall, and I just turtled up.
You played good that game, I have to say. I was standing behind you. I thought you were going to lose for a little bit there.
I thought I was when he recalled my top right, but I just had enough units to clean it up. And that was kind of the tipping point, because I saw he wasn't expanding. So, what happened? Oh yeah, I saw he wasn't expanding, so I was kind of just playing safe. Carriers didn't cross my mind. I'm not sure why, but that was just a brain fart or whatever. Then I realized I have enough army that it doesn't matter what he does. I start pushing, and then carriers pop out. But luckily I had hit in time that I was able to take out like 3 expos at once, and basically put them all in on the carriers, and I got enough Goliaths to defend it, and so that was the game.
It's quite exciting. And so you finished 3rd place in a tournament with names like Boxer, Bisu, Effort, PJ, Stork, and Machine.
And Slug 4.
That's pretty epic, man. Yeah, Slug 4 too.
Well,
that guy.
I almost felt bad about it for PJ, because he comes out of that group,
I know.
Then he gets 5th.
Dude, PJ is...
And he loses 1-2.
What a monster
he is
that
heroic,
guy is.
taking real games out of S-class pro gamers. Even his Protoss,
Seriously.
that's respectable.
And then after IF was WCG. Wait, WCG was before IF, wasn't it? WCG USA was, at least.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
USA, we forgot to go over that one. You crushed it. In Control won 1 game with 5 blue. You won every other game in the tournament. It was pretty gross. Not much to talk about there.
Yeah.
G5 never got to face you. Poor guy. He came close a few times.
Poor guy, poor him. I have to listen to everyone saying G5 would have beat me if we played.
Obviously would have crushed you, nerd. You have nothing on G5. Anyways, and then after IF, WCG World Finals.
Yeah.
She didn't do bad. You made it out of your group, right?
Yeah. I was really happy with the Advocate game, because of what I did. I went 2-fact. I did the same 2-fact tank rush I did a couple of times at ESWC. But he did the perfect counter, siege expand with pretty quick siege, and he has had tanks positioned well. I actually lost 3 tanks for nothing off of 2-fact versus fact CC, and I still won. I was quite happy with that.
I actually won some money off that game. I think I bet on you versus him and you versus White Rock.
Against Draco? Draco was betting against me right up until I lost. That made me kind of happy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why was he betting against you?
I don't know. He's just a gambler, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. What a degenerate, taking the bad end of everything. So you made it into the round of 8, I believe it was, right? And where you face Cole.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah.
There's not much to say about it.
It's alright, but speaking of PJ, man, he was a fucking hero of that tournament. That guy straight up can play with Stork and Bisu. That is the truth.
Me and Cole were sitting there playing in the same tournament area as PJ versus Stork when he won. And we were surrounded by 5 deep wall of Chinese fans all the way around.
It was more than 5 deep. I was out there trying to watch.
There were more after he won. And the thing shook. The computers were shaking on the table with the cheer. Man. It was ridiculous.
That was actually one of the most fun events ever just because of how passionate those fans were.
Well, it wasn't so fun when you were sitting there trying to play while it happened.
Yeah,
but it was still epic, so yeah.
Yeah, can't win everything, IdrA, sorry. And so then after that tournament was, I'm going to go ahead and say ESL.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, yeah, so it was ESL next. And you won another ESL. Tell us about this journey.
I don't even remember. Nothing really stands out. I beat Strelic in the finals. I don't know how Strelic got to the finals. I lost to Ace. That was gay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did lose the German Ace. There's like 7 taught aces, so we have to... It's the one from Germany.
Yeah, I think that was the match I played right after we got back from some tournament. I was jet lagged.
Oh, yeah, that was like a day after we got back from WCG, I think. I'm pretty sure it was, because I remember...
There was one match like that I lost.
Someone was trying to get me to call you or something on MSN.
Yeah, I was stuck in China.
Oh, yeah. They were like threatening to give him a walkover because your plane was stuck in China after going to the World Finals. LOL.
Yeah, that's ESL admins. Give me my money.
Have they still not paid you for these events?
I think they paid me for the first one, not the second one. They only paid me for the first one after I bitched about it, so I'm starting early for the second one.
There you go, man. Look right in that camera, tell them to pay you.
I already did.
Alright, excellent. Alright, so after ESL was TSL. This is a sad event, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we already did a good video on this.
Yeah.
You
I think we
canceled
covered
the
it
command
just fine.
center. Noni played well though, whatever.
Yeah.
You made it to the round of 8 in that, I believe it was.
Yep.
Whatever. It was a good run. So, you know, that's quite a successful time you've had in Korea, really. You won more money in that year than JF won in his dominating year. And,
Yeah. Until Noni, I think it was a bit. Well, no, all the old pros, never mind.
you know, I called you several times throughout that streak you were having there, winning every tournament. I called you the foreigner bonjour, the best foreigner player and dominating player. And a lot of people, you know, were saying that I was just pumping up my friends, but for any idiots who say that, go ahead and count up his match streak and everything, highest win percentage any foreigner's ever had, most money won in a small period of time. Yeah, there were more turns than regular, but guess what? Everyone was participating. And yeah, he did a great job there.
Thank you.
So 2 years in Korea, man. It's pretty sick.
Yep.
How much longer? Forever, huh?
I guess so. I have no problems living here. I'm happy to keep living here.
Korea's pretty kick-ass.
I'd like to stay in esports, so we'll see where that takes me. There's a pretty good chance that'll mean Korea, so
Yeah.
I could be here for the long haul.
That's right. You better just keep working on your Korean then. So, you know, 2 years. Wow. I can't believe it's really been that long, man.
It doesn't
Shit,
seem
that
like
means
that
I've
long.
almost been here 2 years.
Yeah. Nick's been here more than 2 years.
Yeah, he's been here. He got here like 2 or 3 months before you.
I thought it was more than that. Long
I
time.
thought it was in like January of that year.
Maybe.
So maybe even 4 months maybe. Yeah, no, it was, damn man. We've lived out here a long time. Well, what would you like to say to, first off, I want to know what you want to say to the ridiculous amount of haters you've had over your 2 years. Everyone was saying you were going to fail, you were horrible, all this shit, and you end up being the best foreigner we ever had. And guess what? StarCraft 1 is over for foreigners. It is over for foreigners. Anyone who thinks it isn't is wrong. StarCraft 2 is here. No one's playing StarCraft 1 anymore. And you had the best year anyone had since, you know, the days of GER, which don't really count. So what do you want to say to all those haters out there?
Well, first off, I don't think there's that many haters.
There's not that many, but they're very vocal.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It's like a vocal minority. And they don't matter. People are jealous. People like to be angry and riled up and indignant.
You like to be angry, nerd. I know you.
Yeah, like I said, people. I'm a person. So
You're a
anyway,
person.
they just like things to complain about, and I'm a good option because everyone else is kind of politically correct and boring. So...
And what about your fans out there? Because you have a decent amount of fans. You're a very polarizing guy.
Yeah, I like it that way. It's more interesting.
Oh, absolutely. Most interesting person as far as I'm concerned, man. I love to see the drama around you. What do you have to say to those fans?
Well, like always, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for supporting me. It helps a lot, and I really appreciate it.
That's good, that's good. And there's one fan in particular that I want you to give a special message to. The one fan you have on GhostofGamers.net, Metal, what's his ID?
Oh, Metal Charlie. Yeah.
Okay.
He defends me in everything ever.
Yeah, man.
You kick ass.
He does kick ass. Metal Charlie, this is for you, buddy.
Yep.
This interview is dedicated to you. IdrA's one fan on GhostofGamers.net.
Yeah. And if there were any others, we just pissed him off, so now he really is the only one.
Well, maybe we missed some other ones that snuck in posts and those 300 reply IdrA sucks threads with pictures of you with a mop photoshopped in your hands and stuff. All right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. We've kind of gone over your 2 years here.
Yep.
Good luck in the next 2. I know you're going to be here for at least 2 more years, as I'm sure we all will. And adios.
Thank you. Goodbye.